guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you episode number 124 of WWE Turn Alert. I'm on a roll trying to get a lot of these done tonight, but I'm starting to run out of gas, so might begin at them last couple I record for tonight, but off to a good start so far as this, return catch up stuff that I'm doing here, and I'm trying to catch up with Turn Alerts now. But I'm off to a good start, I gotta say. We're almost halfway through the ones I need to catch up on. But this one's a good one to talk about for sure. This is one that there was a couple turns that happened, like the Sasha Banks and the Bayley one, especially those, I would say, are some of the ones that made me really miss doing these on YouTube. And of course, this is another one right here that I'm like, man, if only this one would get hundreds of views, I would be hoping for, because obviously this is a big topic, and of course a big one to happen. So we're going to go back to October 23rd, 2019. Actually, let's take a few steps back. Let's go back to October 2nd, 2019. Or actually, I'm sorry, even before that. So right when my YouTube hiatus began, Finn Balor had just entered a feud with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, who had officially returned to TV after, 9 months of not doing anything, and then doing the Firefly Funhouse, and then actually appearing in the ring, that first Raw after Extreme Rules, and targeted Finn Balor. He was on SmackDown at the time. Of course, a wild card rule. He was appearing on Raw. So, sorry, my chair's sitting funny. So it was around the time where it was announced that Finn Balor said after SummerSlam he was going to be taking some time off. And to me, Finn Balor was probably hitting one of the lower points in his career at that point. He had won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, which I thought was, a good moment for him. And I thought, this is going to be awesome for him. He's going to SmackDown. There's a lot of good high flyers in there, such as Andrade Cien Almas, who he had a great match was apparently at Super Showdown last summer. There's him. There's Mustafa Ali. Buddy Murphy was there at the time. So many guys that I was looking forward to seeing Finn Balor work with on SmackDown. And they just didn't give him anything to do at all as Intercontinental Champion on SmackDown. So he dropped the title to Shinsuke. He went off to, he had the feud with Bray Wyatt, put him over at SummerSlam, and then he disappeared for about a month and a half. And then the next time we saw him was on the October 2nd, 2019 edition of NXT. The first live edition of NXT going head-to-head with AEW Dynamite. He returned to NXT full-time, which I did not expect to happen. But you know what? I'm like, let's go for it. This is awesome. There's a lot of fresh talent in NXT I would love to see him work with. He didn't go the route I thought at first he was going to go. Because a week after that, he had some, vignette for him saying that next week, my past becomes my future. And I thought, okay, is he just going to be questing for NXT? This is during NXT's going to begin again? No, he went even further before NXT. So, Finn Balor came out when Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were kind of having a stare down with the 4 members of the Undisputed Era. And when he came out, I thought, okay, who else is joining them? They're probably teasing the War Games match. Like the Undisputed Era taking on, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor, and a mystery partner. I don't know who it was going to be. I thought that's what they're teasing for War Games. No, complete opposite. Because as Finn Balor goes to take off his black jacket, like a freaking badass, like just so smooth, only someone like him could pull this off. BAM! There's a Pele kick into Johnny Gargano, knocking him out of the ring, and the Undisputed Era goes ahead and takes out Tommaso Ciampa. While that's happening, Balor continues to target Johnny Gargano, beats down on him with a couple swing blades and a couple drop kicks, and he hits them with the 1916 DDT that he hadn't really done much in a while, but he's been doing that maneuver ever since he had turned heel. He explained his actions later that obviously, he was just coming back to prove a point that, he is much bigger than NXT, anticipates. And that, that he doesn't watch the business watches him. He is the guy that everyone, has to set the bar to, basically, in NXT. And obviously, he had made himself off of one of the biggest names in NXT coming back in Johnny Gargano. Wrote off Johnny for a few months. He had like kind of like a holdover feud with Matt Riddle to give him a match for Takeover War Games, which was good. I thought it could have been a little bit better than it was, but it was still good to kind of get Finn fueling again. And then when Johnny came back after Finn got an NXT title opportunity against Adam Cole, and Johnny Gargano came back and costed him that, that's when they had their feud and their eventual match at Takeover Portland. But as far as Finn Balor turning heel, long time coming for sure. I personally thought the first time I ever thought about Finn Balor turning heel was right around WrestleMania 34, because he looked like he was involved in some type of feud with Seth Rollins. And it looked like the story they're telling is that every time Finn Balor happened to get to his top moment, boom, Seth Rollins got right in his way. Seth Rollins was the one who injured him and costed him his reign as the Universal Champion. Seth Rollins also prevented him, got in his way on his quest for the Intercontinental Championship. And to me, it looked like it's the prime time to turn him heel. And instead, they had him feud with Baron Corbin, and that's when they had him get all, smiling and whatnot. Well, he ain't smiling anymore. He is serious. He has dubbed himself the Prince once again. He's put on some great matches down there, and I didn't expect him to go back to NXT. I thought he still had enough star power to survive on the main roster. Man, it's been a great move for him. It's definitely reignited his career for sure. You can tell he has more of of a drive back. He definitely feels like he's on a whole nother level now, and I think his run so far as a heel in NXT has been pretty darn good. And for what they teased last week on NXT as of what's next for Finn Balor, because NXT UK is in Dublin, I think he's probably going to fight Walter in the main event for the NXT UK title, which is fine by me. I think that's probably what we're going to get, because a lot of people are saying maybe he would go after Keith Lee for the North American title to give him a feud for Tampa Bay. Possibly. I mean, he beat Johnny Gargano. Doesn't he deserve an NXT title opportunity? We'll wait and see, but I don't think he's going to be getting it. But I think he's going to be going after Walter for the UK title for TakeOver Dublin, I think. Which, of course, is in his hometown. Probably also why they put the Cruiserweight Championship on Jordan Devlin. But I love Finn Balor's heel run so far. And him going back to NXT was a great move for sure. I can see him go back to the main roster again someday, but probably not yet. But we'll see whenever that happens. Hopefully he'll get things rolling again. And yeah, just again, this is another one of those turns that I really made me miss YouTube for sure whenever this turn did happen. Again, I still love how just badass he looked. Just like take off that jacket like he was going to be helping out Gargano and Ciampa, and then BAM! That Pele kick hits on Gargano was freaking awesome. But that's my thoughts on Finn Balor turning heel on the October 23rd edition of NXT. What are your thoughts on Finn Balor turning heel? Please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. And be sure, as always, to click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. And as always, guys, please stay tuned for more WWE Turn Alert.